Hi everyone, I am Şevval, Dicle, Baykara, and I am a molecular biology and genetics student at Bilkent University. In this video, I'm going to talk about the project that I made for the course Physics 101. The aim of my project is examining the relationship between launch angle and horizontal distance in projectile motion when the initial velocity is constant. And my other aim is see if the experimental data that I collect is compatible with the theory. To conduct this experiment, I chose 10 different launch angles, and the equipments I used are the projectile launcher, the ball, and the measure. I did not change the initial velocity like I said before, as therefore I did not use anything else. The process of my experiment is basically setting up the launcher and pull it and measuring the distance between the initial and the final position of the ball. And I did this for 10 different angles that I choose, and I did it at least 3 times to make sure my data is correct. However, there was a problem when I first did this experiment. The setup that I choose, I believe adds additional height to the launchers, therefore the data was saw off. But in order to correct this and minimize the error rates, I rearranged my setup. After collecting the data, I calculate the averages for each and every angle that I choose and sketched a table. And with the theoretical range, I calculate the error rates and compare it with the theory. And the theory actually suggested 2 things, and one of them is the maximum range will be at the 45th angle, which is sine 2 theta will be sine 90. And the second thing that theory suggests is the contemporary angles like 20 and 70 or 30 and 60 will have the same range. The reasons of the errors may caused by the setup problems, because the projectile, when I push it, it kind of tilts, so the angle may change because of that, or the calculations that I do may be wrong, or even the air resistance may cause. However, actually the data I obtained is quite complementary to the theory and meets the theory's requirements. Like I said before, the theory, I did not change the initial velocity, so the only component that matter is cos theta. And especially if we look to the complementary angles like 20 and 70, we will see that measurements, the range of them is quite actually similar. Guys obtained is actually quite okay, and the experimental data supports the theory, and that's it. Thank you.